Hi, I'm Melody. Today I'm going to be doing a collaboration with Sue over at Discovering the Art of Living. Be sure to check out her channel. She's doing a wonderful collaboration for the holiday season with so many different talented YouTubers. And now I'm so excited to show you what I'm making for this collaboration. So hit that subscribe button and let's get started. What we're going to be doing is the movie Klaus. So if you haven't seen it, check it out. Klaus with a K. There's lots of fun things in that movie and I don't want to give a lot of it away, but one of the things that is central in that movie is letters. Letters and cards and the mail and a mail box. We're going to upcycle a box that I have. We're going to make that into a mailbox and decorate it. It's going to be really great. So let's get started. I'm going to go ahead and cut this here to make a flap for our mailbox. And we're gonna decorate it, of course. All right, this is our mailbox so far. So there's the flap that's gonna open up to reach in and get the mail. And then I just kind of reinforced the bottom with tape because it does, want to come apart. Can't wait to show you what we're gonna do in the end to this box just to make it so cool. Before we continue with the box and decorating that, let's go ahead and get our mail ready. Let's just play. I think 2020 is just one of those times where we could all use just a little more play in our life. That's how I feel. I'm going to be using a lot of different resources today, but one of them is going to be these ready-to-use Dover clip art series, copyright-free designs, super awesome. It's just printed on one side. You can make copies. So that's what we've got. So we've got a sleigh, which is central to the story of Klaus. I'm going to cut this out and then it's going to be on our mailbox or maybe in the mailbox. I did some tiny trimmings, as I like to say, and cut that all out, and then also a little one. Now let's go ahead and decorate our envelopes. So I'm using the Stampin' Up! Color Real Red. It's an older Stampin' Up! Color, but this pad is still juicy and has lots of ink in it. And then the stamp I'm using is a little reindeer stamp from Hero Arts. What a fun image. Check that out, that little reindeer. I just love him. He's so cute. So using this punch that I got at the Goodwill, I punched out a whole bunch of these, and they look like little stamps. They're really fun. Now we're going to put this in the corner as our little stamp for this letter. All right, we've got one envelope done. All right, these are decorated on the front and on the back a little bit. And now let's add a little stamp in the corner. This is just such a blast. I'm having so much fun doing this. Such a great thing that Sue is doing over on her channel. Again, it's Discovering the Art of Living. It's been so much fun seeing everything that everyone has made for the different movies. Really great. I'm just going to use this little holly stamp in the black and stamp this on that little postage stamp punch. And this punch is made by Family Treasure, I believe. So that's that stamp on there. Just kind of a fun random pattern little stamp. So these are the different envelopes that we've got. And we've got the Christmas trees and the green Christmas trees with the little stamp that says for you, and the gift, the present. I just love that, it's adorable. And then another one with a present stamped in another color. And that's just what I did on the back of these. So really cute. Now on to decorating our box. One of the things that I'm gonna be using is something vintage that was actually mine when I was a child. And I thought, why not just use this? Why not just put it on something? I can enjoy it more seeing it on something all of the time. It's from the front of a record sleeve, and I believe this is from the 70s, Mr. Pickwick. And I know it might seem sad to take something like this and cut it, but why not enjoy it? Why have it just sit someplace, or worse, wind up in a landfill? So this is one of the papers that I'm going to be using. Hope is a real central point in that movie, so it's really, really neat. I like that. Hope is so important. If you haven't checked out our Hope series, I'll link it here. And this box is about 7 by 11. So I'm going to trim this down and get some paper on here and start decorating our mailbox. I've got that paper now glued onto the side of the box. I just used my Scotch Create glue stick, a permanent glue stick, really like that. And got the other side done too. And then, of course, we've got the flap here for the mail. Really fun. I'm so excited. And then I just kind of taped this lid down as well. All right, now we're gonna go ahead and get this so that it's more flush here, so that when I put paper on there, it'll just fit a little bit better. Now we've got the handle area, so I wanna have this really smooth here so that when I put paper on there, it doesn't fall in. And then I just took a piece of craft cardstock, slid it in here because I didn't tape this side yet. And then I'm just going to tape it. It's kind of sandwiched in between those two layers there. All right, I'm working on covering this side of the box, and then I have just a little area here where the key's going to go in. In the movie, there's a little turn key in one of the mailboxes. So I want to make sure this washi stays down because it's such a low tack adhesive. So I'm going to add a little bit of my glue stick. All right, I'm happy with that. I don't know where I got that washi. I can't remember right now, but it's really cute and it really came in handy for this. So let's get that on there, and that'll be the front of our mailbox that flips down. Okay, that's all glued on. And then I can't wait to show you the decorations that we're gonna put on this, different little things around it that are about the movie. Right, you know you're really crafting when you break a nail. So I'm gonna take care of that, be right back. All right, now we're really crafting. I've got an X-Acto knife. So anytime you're using something like this, be super careful. But it is just nice to get a really close cut on everything. Now let's get this on. All right, I'm liking that. Pretty good, pretty good. Okie doke. So I've got an idea for how I want to close this. I want it to stay like that, and then for the lid to just open, and there's your mailbox. But I think I'm gonna do a string that will hold this kind of shut. So I'm gonna make a hole. I've got my crocodile, really handy to have. I don't use it all the time, but boy am I glad when I have it. I think that looks good right there. Woo, right through it like butter. That's really great. So there's the little hole right there. This is what the back looks like. It's kind of the Frankenside over here. Because it's the back, I just kind of used whatever paper, you know, I still had from that line and got that on there. So I'm liking it, liking it. And now let's do the top. All right, this one's all glued and ready to go in place right here at the top. All right, there we go. Really fun. All right, so the top is all covered now with that paper, and it met just at the top really nicely, so I like how that turned out. Then I went ahead and repunched that hole with the crocodile because obviously I had covered it. Now this is kind of what I'm gonna do with this. So I've got some ribbon and I just tied it off, and now that's up there. And then I just kind of pull it over like that. So that's what we've got there. And then I'm gonna have a key on there. Okay, I pivoted a little bit and changed how I did that just a little bit. So I went ahead and tied that with the ribbon, but I have the key attached differently because that just really wasn't working. And now this is out of an old wallpaper book. It's a really neat wallpaper pattern. So I'm gonna put that on there because there's a lot of books in this movie too. Now let's go ahead and start decorating. Okay, I like how this looks here, and I have this piece of chipboard. I love chipboard, it's so much fun, and I rarely use it, so I'm so glad I have this project to do it. So let's go ahead and get this down on here. Then I'm gonna use my hot glue to get down the chipboard. All right, very carefully, I'm gonna go ahead and get some hot glue on here. And in Smearensburg, it's very cold. Really fun movie. I'm trying not to tell you too much about it because I don't want to give it away. If you do want to watch it, it's a really, really neat movie. All right, so I grabbed some more little chipboard pieces and got them down here. Some little reindeer, or maybe they're moose or caribou, I don't know, but they're reindeer for my project. And then some of these Christmas trees, they had strings in them. I just went ahead and cut the strings out, and now I'm gonna glue them down. And I think I got these little reindeer and the trees and even a snowflake at Staples in their clearance spot. Really fun place to look for some craft supplies. Now I'm gonna get that on there, kind of using that like a sun. That's what we've got there. Then something really special that Klaus said in the movie, one selfless act sparks another. So I used those copyright-free images and then just cut it out, and then I colored that with some colored pencils. And I think I'm gonna get that right on there. Such a neat message that this movie sends, so I really appreciate that. Positive message in a movie. And one of my videos, I gotta use a brayer. It really does work great for keeping things down. Then using this punch, I punched out a whole bunch of these little deer. I'm gonna go ahead and get that on the top area here of the box, so they just kind of look like they're going through the sky. That's my idea. I stamped a bunch of these little presents and then cut them out, so I think I'll use those as well. Okay, so now there's the first one of those teeny tiny reindeer, so adorable, I really love it. And I used my Zig glue pen, but I actually think I'm just gonna go back to my glue stick. It's just a lot easier, and the glue pen, you've just gotta be so exact, so precise with that. And the tiny little antlers and legs on these, it's really difficult to use the glue pen. And then I'm just gonna get the rest of these on. So using a little stamp I have, I went ahead and stamped out this little light set and then colored them in with some alcohol markers. And I did not originally make these for this project, but it fits exactly, so that's pretty interesting. All right, here's this finished project, and then I'm gonna go ahead and put the letters inside, so that'll be really fun. There's how it opens, and then we've got to put our letters in. So I put Smearensburg up in the corner because that's where they're all coming from, and then Jesper will mail all of these. I mean, it's not 6,000, but there they go. And this would be the little key to open it, and there's our trees. I've really enjoyed doing this collaboration, and check some of them out. They're really great. And of course, check out Sue's channel, Discovering the Art of Living. It's really pretty cool. She has a great channel. And if you had some fun or learned something, please subscribe. I'd appreciate it so much. And I'll catch you later.